Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the weekend roundup.
Yeah,
we did it. We're back. 2020. All right. So you probably know at this point, this year is going to be the start of the next generation of consoles. Well, at least as far as Sony and Microsoft go, the Switch, it's still got a little life left in it. So far, both sides have been dribbling out little bits of information about their new consoles. We've heard a decent amount about the Xbox Series X. We've seen what it's going to look like, gotten some hardware specs. Phil Spencer even posted a picture of the system's CPU. It's right there on his Twitter avatar. He didn't say anything about it, but he's like, yeah, this is what we got. And we know that both consoles are going to have solid state drives for fast load times. Both are going to have CPUs that are based on AMD's new Zen 2 architecture. They're going to have GPUs that are based on AMD's Radeon Navi hardware. I don't know what any of that means. It sounds great. But when it comes to the PlayStation 5, one of the higher ups at the company says the best is yet to come. In an interview with Business Insider Japan, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan says that the system's best features haven't been announced yet. What a tease, Jim Ryan. He said that the system will have, quote, unique elements that are going to make it stand out from past PlayStations. In the interview, he said, with every new console, the processor and graphics get better, which is of course compelling, but we need to have unique elements too. Then he added that many of those bigger differences between the PS5 and the PS4 haven't yet been announced. Now, what could that be? Now, we know they've talked about stuff like 3D audio, and when it comes to the upcoming DualShock controller, they've talked about adaptive triggers, haptic feedback that's going to replace the existing rumble technology. Maybe he's talking about back paddles for the DualShock 5. That has been rumored ever since they announced that feature in an add-on for the DualShock 4. I don't know, just back paddles though. It seems like they need more than that. Ryan did talk about the new controller in the interview, saying that playing Gran Turismo Sport with it is like a completely different experience, adding that you can't return to the original afterwards. Way to shit on your old controller, Jim Ryan. Yeah, this one sucks. The new one is gonna be So, I don't know. I'm not sure what these awesome new features for the PS5 could be. How about we start with full backwards compatibility, just to start. I got so many PS3 games that like I'm tired of dragging out the old system for. Playing them on the PS5 would be great. Just saying, at any rate, as the end of the year approaches, I'm sure we will learn just what the hell he is talking about. Moving on, it's no secret that the Switch has been a bestseller for Nintendo. The hybrid console has clearly scratched an itch for people who like portable gaming that doesn't involve a phone. And you know what they say about success, it breeds imitators. But man, this one is just blatant. At CES this week, Alienware showed off a portable PC system called Concept UFO, and just look at it. The controller's detaching everything. Does that sound familiar? Man, I thought only Soulja Boy came out with bootleg looking systems like this. What's wrong with you, Alienware? Y'all are owned by Dell. Soulja Boy's a rapper who had a hit 15 years ago. Come on, you gotta be better than this. Meanwhile, there are reports that a new Switch model is launching this year, maybe the more powerful one, the Switch Pro that we've been hearing about. According to the Taiwanese publication Digitimes, it'll have a magnesium alloy body and an update to the CPU. I'm sure Alienware will be paying close attention. That is a bootleg looking Switch. Jeez.
What PC game will be better with the Switch controller style?
Right.
Like, are we gonna see Counter-Strike like pro players playing with
right.
Switch controllers?
What are you gonna play, StarCraft 2 on it? Like, it doesn't work. You can play World of Warcraft on it terribly. You can get your whole party killed. Moving on, at long last, the final episode of Kentucky Route Zero is almost here. In an announcement, developer Cardboard Computer said that the episodic adventure will finally come to a close January 28th on Steam. But don't worry, console people, on that same day, they're releasing the complete edition for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. If you've never played it, you really owe it to yourself to give it a shot. There's a lot of magical realism. It's been very well reviewed ever since the first episode released way back in 2013. Man, that has been a journey. All right, this next story could have some big ramifications for the video game industry. We've heard some scattered talk about unionization in the industry over the last few years, but this week, a major union, the Communication Workers of America, announced a new campaign to unionize video game and tech company employees. It's called the Campaign to Organize Digital Employees. Code, get it? And it's a partnership between the CWA and the Grassroots Game Workers Unite group. We've seen them around various protesters and walkout efforts recently. Tom Smith, CWA's lead organizer, told the LA Times, "We've been watching the amazing organizing of workers across the industry, and workers themselves reached out to us while doing that amazing self-organizing and said, can we do this in partnership with the CWA? So apparently they are now. Unionization, it's become more and more of a topic over the last few years as issues of crunch continue to make headlines because a lot of these developers are treating their employees like absolute crap. Currently, though, no major studio has unionized and only a small number of tech offices have. Be interesting. I feel like this is going to be an ongoing effort, but it'll be interesting to follow this over the next few years. Looks like Tencent has gotten its fingers into yet another developer. That sounded really gross. But so is Tencent, kind of. And this time it's Platinum Games, known for the Nier and Bayonetta series. In an announcement this week, Platinum said they've received a capital investment from Tencent and the two companies are now partners. Platinum added, "This partnership has no effect on the independence of our company and we will continue operations under our current corporate structure." They said they'll use the money to strengthen our foundation as a business and expand from game development into exploring self-publishing. Of course, Tencent has its hands in everything nowadays. They own 40% of Epic Games. They own a stake in Activision Blizzard. They completely own Riot Games. They also recently partnered with Nintendo to release the Switch in China, and they make a crap ton of money too. Kotaku said they reported profits of more than $3.6 billion in the first quarter alone. That is insane. All right, time for a 5-second review. This game was a blast. It was like sneaking up late at night to watch a movie you taped off HBO. And not porn either.
What else are you recording?
Yeah. Let's talk about games coming out next week. First up, the Atelier Dust Trilogy Deluxe Pack. It combines the trilogy of alchemy-themed titles. Sounds like Full Metal Alchemist, kind of. From the Atelier series, which is known for its slowly dilapidating dust world and the fascinating characters that inhabit it. I like this description that I found. Quickly explore fields with the newly added Run feature. Great feature, guys. Oh, and there's also a newly added Fast Forward Battle feature. There's also previous DLC that was released. It comes to the PC, PS4, and Switch January 14th. Wizardry Labyrinth of Lost Souls is described as an old-school challenge in a crisp and colorful package. It revitalizes the time-honored formula of the original Dungeon Crawler series with modernized visuals and sound. Choose each of your 6 team members' class, race, gender, and moral alignment. Chaotic good, always. Then delve into one of several dungeons near the central town. Advance with caution though, monsters are vicious. Of course they're vicious. They're deadly, they attack in packs. Plan each expedition carefully. Stay focused on your objectives and know when to retreat to the surface. It comes to the PC January 15th. A Long Way Down is a deck-building roguelike RPG set in a dark and tormented world. Assemble your party and use your cards to survive, fight, and build your way through a dark maze of monsters orchestrated by an evil mastermind. Your choices will lead you to judgment. The game draws inspiration from games like Darkest Dungeon, Slay the Spire, that's the one I was thinking of, and Hand of Fate. A Long Way Down is a mashup between an RPG and a deck-building game. It comes to early access on Steam January 16th. In the RPG Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Encore, the worlds of Fire Emblem and Atlas games have crossed paths once again. An interdimensional evil has invaded modern-day Tokyo, resulting in this fantastical barrage of music, style, and danger. So fight back! Battle through dungeons to pump up your strategy and creatively decimate your foes before all hope fades to black. You and the rising stars you call friends will need to call on your own creative power, manifested as iconic Fire Emblem characters, to wage a secret war on rogue spirits that feed on creativity. Those spirits would starve with me. Each encounter will immerse you in deep turn-based battles that blend the combat of the Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei series into one brutal harmony. Fuse items to craft weaponry, play to your strengths, and crush your foes. Around every corner, you'll find fun nods to multiple fandoms, including Fire Emblem references, dungeons themed to the entertainment industry, and stunning musical performances. It comes to Switch January 17th, and finally, it's the much anticipated open world RPG, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Relive the story of Goku and other Z fighters. Beyond the epic battles, experience life in the Dragon Ball Z world as you fight, fish, eat, and train with Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and others. Explore new areas and adventures as you advance through the story and form powerful bonds with other heroes from the Dragon Ball Z universe. Experience the story of Dragon Ball Z from epic events to lighthearted side quests, including never-before-seen story moments that answer some burning questions of Dragon Ball lore for the first time. Watch Master Roshi act like a perv. I can't believe that guy didn't get Me Too'd back in the day. Play through iconic Dragon Ball Z battles on a scale unlike any other. That made Ben laugh. Fight across vast battlefields with destructible environments and experience epic boss battles against the most iconic foes. Increase your power level through RPG mechanics and rise to the challenge. And don't just fight as Z fighters, live like them. You can fish, fly, eat, train, battle, make friends, build relationships. There's a huge cast of you know, it's Dragon Ball Z. You know what you're getting here. It comes to PC, PS4, Xbox One, January 17th. All right, that's all we've got for you this week. Man, it feels good to be back. Are you glad to be back, Ben? It's good to be back at work. I was sick of my family, so, you know, it's back. It's work. Like gaming. And when you have a job that's cool like this, is always fun. All right, love you guys. See you soon.
Not to be outdone though, Sony finally busted out the big guns last night at CES. Brian, what did they reveal for us?
A logo.
A logo.
A very, very predictable logo.
Okay. Did it involve a P, an S, and a 5?
Did.
Wow, they must have really broke the bank on that one.